My guest today on Two's Company worked in the UK as a local council area manager for sheltered housing. He was also a DJ for 20 years and is an avid Charlton Athletic fan. He moved to Campersole 4 years ago and is now the Vice President of the Phoenix Lawn Bowls Club. Keeping me company today is Alan Wood. Hi, Alan.
Hi, Caroline.
How
nice
are
to meet you. Yeah, good, thank you. Very
lovely
good.
to meet you. First time I've met you today.
It is indeed.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about your bowling club. But before we do that, first of all, I want to know about what brought you to Spain, and particularly what brought you to Campersole.
Well, it was strange, actually. My wife always wanted to move to Spain.
Yeah.
We sort of got stuck in the UK through COVID, the COVID period. We used to have a house up in Cabaroig, which we used as a holiday home.
Yes.
But we knew we were going to be getting older. The house was a townhouse with a quite steep stairs, so we decided we'd look for sort of a bungalow style.
A retirement type house, yes, like
exactly.
you do, yeah.
Yeah. So I do a lot of research when I do things, and I was looking for different areas that that we felt we could settle in.
Yeah.
And I kept coming back to Campersole.
Yeah.
As you probably remember, there was a lot of negativity about Campersole quite a few years ago.
And we got that when we came here as well.
I'm
But
sure.
You've got to look past that, haven't you?
Yeah, indeed. But I really don't know what it was. I just kept coming back to Campersole, and I was saying to my wife, look, this looks a great area.
Yeah.
I keep getting feedback that, the people in the area are really helpful, and that's how it all came about. And I chose this house, which was a doer-upper, and my wife hated it, absolutely hated it. But myself and the agent, who was really good, he took us around lots of different properties, saying, "Oh, you could do this, you could do that, etc., etc."
So you're a good DIYer then, I'm presuming. If he was buying a
very ish. The builders did a lot of the work, but we knocked it into shape, and she loves it now. So which was great, So yeah, we came over in March 2021, and there was literally a 2-week gap that we found that we had the right paperwork to get here.
Yeah.
So we literally sold or gave away virtually everything.
Yeah, like you'd have to. So we were in a very similar situation.
Next thing you know, we was on the boat.
Yeah, fabulous. So what did you do before then? You worked in the sheltered housing department, didn't you, as a manager? So just tell me a little bit about that and what your role was in that.
I worked with the council for 16 years. In fact, I did an extra 2 years. I could have retired at 65, but I loved the job.
Yeah.
I really, really loved the job. It was great. The council in Essex had 8 sheltered housing schemes, of which all had a manager, and I was like the area manager for the whole area. But working with the elderly, I mean, it has its ups and downs.
I can imagine.
For sure. But they were, on the whole, they were great, absolutely great.
Yeah.
And
a lot of interesting stories, I can imagine.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, we used to do all sorts for them, taking them away for long weekends and Blackpool and
so such a rewarding job.
It was great. It was my favourite job of my working life, that's for sure. I really, really enjoyed it.
So on top of that, you was a DJ for many, many years, and I believe the best DJ show ever.
Yes, I was. I really enjoyed it. Although I did have to fit it in with the Charlton games. When Charlton,
I should imagine. I don't know a lot about football, but I should imagine that they have their I don't know what you call it, their schedule of when their games are. So you look at them first, you think that weekend's out, that weekend's out. Yeah.
It wasn't quite as bad as that, but if I was doing a sort of more local gig, I'd make sure that I could set up in the morning,
Yes.
go to Charlton in the afternoon, and
then
come
be
back for the
there.
evening to do the gig for 'em.
Yeah. So you did things like weddings and 18ths and all
everything.
like
yeah,
you do.
Absolutely
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You meet some really nice people,
Yeah.
and you get to know families. Because
Of course.
if you do a decent job for them, they'll invite you back. So,
Yeah.
you know, you sort of end up doing all sorts of birthdays, etc.
Similar to me as an entertainer, you know, when
Exactly.
I'm out there, you
Yeah.
meet lots of different people. People, you know, can you come and do a private party for us? You get to know them personally. And it's such a lovely part of the job,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, knowing those people.
Yeah.
So how did you cope when there was a away game then? So that weekend get crossed off then?
Yeah, I didn't take on quite so much work in that way.
And I believe you got your grandson involved as well, did you?
Oh, well, I mean, I've had a season ticket, or I had a season ticket for years and years and years. And his dad's actually a Tottenham supporter.
Yeah.
But the first
Well,
thing,
that's all right. He's all right to do. Yeah.
the first thing we ever bought him was a Charlton baby grow, so
Right.
he was sort of forced into it a little bit.
Okay.
But he really enjoyed it, and it sort of it revitalised my interest in going away rather than just going to the Valley all the time and watching it.
Yeah.
So we ended up, as he got older, we ended up going all over the UK.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
so you've
it really
got a
was.
lovely bond with him.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah.
So tell me how you got into bowls then.
Bowls, well, it's something I always wanted to do in the UK, always, but I never found the time for it.
Okay.
Just, as you can imagine, with football, DJing and work.
You had a very full life already, yes?
Yeah. And I was on call a lot of the times at work, so I really wanted to do it. And I said to Sharon, my wife, I said, when we sort of get over there, I knew there was a lot of different clubs in the area. I'm going to try and find one to join. So, of course, the first year of being here, as you can imagine, it's just all builders and...
Oh, yeah. Your life's taken over with,
exactly.
with doing things, isn't it? And getting yourself settled
That's
here.
right,
So, I get that.
So once that was out the way, I sort of researched the local clubs in the area, and there was only really one club that was close enough to sort of go to on a regular basis. And they were called Mazeron Lawn Bowls Club, and they played at Hacienda del Alamo. So I got in touch with one of the guys there, and it turns out that unfortunately Mazeron Bowls Club closed down in COVID.
Yeah.
There wasn't the right quality of person to take the committee forward. The committee sort of wanted to dissolve it, and there was nobody really there to take it forward, which was a real shame because in their heyday, I mean, Mazeron had over 100 members, which was good for a bowls club.
Bowling club, yeah.
So anyway, they invited me along, and it turned out that there was a group of probably a dozen, maybe a few more, that just met up on a Tuesday and had what they call a roll-up.
Yeah.
So they invited me along, and one of the guys there showed me how to play. And I think bowls is a bit like Marmite, really.
Yeah, you either love it or hate
or you
it.
don't.
Yeah.
And if you do tend to love it, it's so addictive.
Yeah,
it's so addictive, and that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
So
you play over on Hacienda now, do you?
Yeah, we're still at Hacienda. Yeah.
I have to say that I didn't even know that bowls clubs existed over in Spain. I didn't think that it was something that they did.
It's quite a big thing, actually. Especially.
And do they have Spanish leagues as well? So you get involved with this?
They do. Yeah. There's we're registered with the Levante bowls area, which covers Alicante, Murcia, and all the districts around. In fact, it goes north to Benidorm and up there. Yeah. And you'll be surprised between here and Alicante that there's probably 15, 16 bowls clubs.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're the Phoenix Lawn Bowl Club?
We are now.
Yes.
We are now. the way that happened was that we were rolling up. That's what they call it, every Tuesday. But it felt as though you could do more.
Yeah.
And I'm also on the committee of Cambusole Free Community Sports.
Okay.
I run the Petanque on a Friday, and a lot of people I met there, a lot of good friends now, and I was inviting them along, come and play bowls, come and play bowls.
Try it, yeah.
And all of a sudden, the sort of membership was beginning to rise. So
how many members have you got in the?
now we've got around 35 now.
So you've been instrumental, really, in sort of like.
Well, myself and the rest of the committee, yes, good. Indeed, yeah. So we're sort of getting there.
Yeah.
But as I said, when Mazaron folded, there wasn't anybody to take the club any further. But it evolved that myself and three others were sort of willing to give it a go.
So you and the committee now are sort of like looking forward and looking into the future and how it's going to grow, and
definitely,
obviously you play the leagues and competitions and things like that. So it's about building that.
That's right.
And
well, last year we played in the Alicante Winter League, which is the first time the club's ever played in a league, and the Mazaron club hadn't played in the league for many years. So that was a massive step up.
Yeah.
It was great going to see the other clubs, etc.
Yeah, I should imagine,
And it's surprising that the people are so nice, really welcoming. We had a great time. Well, we finished 5th in the league, so we held our own.
Not bad.
No, we did
really
all right
good.
for our first time out. We held our own. We did well. And sort of now we're going to, try and evolve the club more. We're still looking for new members to come over to Hacienda, but
So how can people get in touch with you if they want to join? Because there will be people out there that don't even know that the bowling exists.
That's
in Hacienda, what is it, about 20 minutes away from here?
25 minutes it takes us, and we car share.
Yeah.
So, it's not the same people driving all the time. We do car share, save some of the petrol and maintenance.
So how do people get involved then? Who do they get in contact with? Have you got a telephone number? We will put the telephone number anyway up on the screen so that people can see that. But and Facebook page. Do you have a Facebook page?
We do have a Facebook page. Yes, Phoenix Lawn Bowls Club.
Yeah, so that's the Phoenix Lawn Bowl Club, and that's just it on Facebook.
Right. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But most people get in touch with myself.
Yes.
And we can put my phone number and WhatsApp, etc., and email, or whatever way they want to get it afterwards.
Yeah, your contact details will be on the screen anyway, so that they can get in touch with that. Yeah. You might find that there's a lot more people out there than you actually think that would like to get involved.
Yeah, we certainly hope so, and it was part of me coming along to do this really, because although the club is getting bigger, there is a lot of people that just don't know of us.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to put ourselves out there, really.
Yeah, well, they know now, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I mean, the other thing as well is that 90% of our members come from Cambusole.
Yes.
So, of course, we're all, driving over there to play. Yeah. We play 3 times a week now.
Yeah, that's good.
Sundays, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
So part of our end goal now, as a committee, is to try and find something more local, certainly within the Mazaron area. Yeah. Cambusole would be fantastic.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Because we'd have to build a new green, etc.
Well, do you know what? It's been very, very interesting for me, and I'm sure to the viewers out there as well, because I didn't know absolutely nothing about bowling at all. And like I say, I'm quite sure there's a lot of people out there that are going to be very interested, and hopefully they'll contact you and you'll get and maybe you'll come first next time.
Maybe.
So fingers crossed for that.
So, well, I hope they do, because we're really social, very friendly.
And it's about that social side as well, isn't it?
Definitely, definitely.
Well, you know what? It's been absolutely lovely speaking to you today, Alan. Thank you very, very much for coming in. And for you out there, thanks very much for joining me on Two's Company. We're back at the same time next week in somebody else's company. So I hope you can join us. Thank you very much from me, Carolyn May. I'll see you next week. Thank you, Alan.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you.